Welcome to the Lance Wallnau Show. Today I've got Pastor Shirley, I've got Mercedes Sparks, and you'll notice, look closely, I have a tan. Haven't had a tan for a long time, but I was on a little getaway with Miss Annabelle. She sequestered me, took me off to us out of the United States so we could be together. You know, we're going on 40 years marriage. Did you know that? We'll be on 40 years this year. So anyway, we were at an undisclosed location. And I was going to do a broadcast, and I had the name of the place on my hat, and she made me go get another hat. It was really embarrassing. She said, "What's the matter with you? You're going to advertise?" I said, "I'm not telling anybody where we are. She showed me the hat." Very stupid of me. But listen, you guys are my health subject matter experts today. And what's interesting about us is we're Pentecostals. You know what that means? It means we have more fun. Pentecostals have a lot more fun. And we believe in the supernatural. And we were talking about how lately God's been moving in a combination of, we're going to talk about the level 10 matrix and the phenomenal manifestations of things happening in people's lives as a result of that. But we've also been having a surge of, we're getting at the devil every way we can. And I got testimonies now of laying on of hands from the Courage Tour, because we're doing the Courage Tour, and Mario Murillo got me praying for the sick. Now, he does it on the platform. He gets words and knowledge. The Lord told me, you go lay hands on them. I go, all right. So I'm out there with the people. And so I'm laying hands on them. And I love it, actually. I just enjoy it. And sometimes we have an immediate healing or a manifestation. Sometimes the people get healed as they go. Sometimes I don't know what's happened until I run into them later on, and they slip a piece of paper. Hey, you prayed for me back then, and I got healed after that. Now, look at this list of healings right here. Even more pronounced is the healings we have since we started working with the level 10 matrix technology. This is God unlocking the science for healing. And I'm just going to list, I have to be careful how I phrase it. I'm just going to tell you the subject matters that people are saying have been resolved in their lives. This is one person who I guess had, 30 pounds lost, knee pain, brain fog, blood pressure reduction, bladder is better, blood sugars decreased, joints operating, neck now is stronger, walking longer distances, pain in both knees gone. I can now bend, no longer need a sleep apnea machine. That's an interesting one. I've got energy, stamina, mental clarity. See, because I think these are people my age.
But these are all individual people, though. You make it sound like it's one,
let me clarify. If this was one person, that's a Gadarene situation.
I know. It's like,
every symptom I'm talking about, I'm reading different people. And I can read them to you. Night driving is resolved. What I'm saying is the variety of problems is so different. It's not like there's just one. This is the thing about the level 10 matrix testimonies. They never come in and it they're similar because we've run into the same thing in someone else, but it's not like just one thing. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it so unusual. I mean, am I mistaken, or isn't it kind of like like I'm saying, we believe in miracles and healings, but then God is so kind, he gets us involved with something which is like an extension of that whole philosophy of life. It's almost like this is unusual, the diversity of things that is being dealt with here. Is that true?
Yes, and we're seeing it all the time. We are having calls from people and said, Shirley, I can't explain it. All this weight that I've been trying to get off for years just automatically dropped.
Talk about that pastor. I mean, these are pastor folks. We work with churches. Shirley even more so because she's a pastor. Her and her husband have a church, and so she does this and her church work. But you minister to a lot of pastors that themselves believe in healing, have you in for healing crusades.
That's right.
But then when you come in and talk about how God can be using some other diverse ways of getting the healing over to them, some of these pastors get healed right here.
That's right. Absolutely. In fact, one pastor that I mentioned to you earlier, he had been dealing with a lot of breakdown in his body. He was hemorrhaging. They had put him on all types of medications, some of them that just made him kind of explode and look like he was on many, many different medications.
You mean like swell up and look like he was...
swell up. Yeah, he looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy at times because of all the medications he was on. And yet he had dealt with this issue for many, many years. Hemorrhaging. He said, I would go to the bathroom every hour on the hour. He said, I couldn't get any type of relief no matter what I was doing. He would receive this therapy, and Mark and I just ministered to him. We prayed for him. In fact, we were driving one day, and we were on the interstate, And Mark started praying while we were driving. He said, Shirley, I really feel like we're supposed to make a little detour and go see this pastor. So we show up on this Wednesday night. Little did we know he was suffering from some real severe issues. And he began to tell us what was taking place. And he said, I'm just hemorrhaging so much. And the doctors had not given him a good prognosis at all. And we introduced him to Level 10. And we said, hey, we are seeing people living their best life now. This is an opportunity to live life at a new level. And we just threw it out there and said, why don't you consider this? He made a decision to receive the therapy. He received the therapy. Within 24 hours, all of his hemorrhaging had stopped. He called us and said, I've never experienced anything like this. How could this happen? All the cramping stopped. I'm feeling normal again. And I said, and that's good. But remember that we are seeing continually restoration. It's going to keep going.
It's a process.
So, yeah. And I said, don't think that it's all happened right now. And don't go back to eating bad or eating some things that you were eating previously that caused this issue. So he was just blown away. He just began to share and then had us come back to his church and share with more people and said, please come. I have a lot of people in our church. We believe in healing. We believe in divine connections. We are believing for divine healing. And surely yet we still have so many people that are coming in and standing in the prayer lines. And he said, look at what happened to me. Well, we couldn't keep the pastor's mouth shut. He was telling everybody, and people began to receive this therapy.
And what happened to him? So put it in a nutshell. What happened to him?
Well, all the hemorrhaging stopped.
The hemorrhaging stopped.
Stopped,
So
yeah.
you'd have to go to the bathroom every hour in the hour?
Right. And he said it just was like going back in time, that he was able to live life again without all the cramps and the pains.
All right, look, real quick, you guys are saying, well, what are you talking about? We're talking about level10matrix.com. Go there, check it out, level10matrix.com. I think there's even a book that you can download. Call 800-361-2270. Those of you that are on Facebook and Instagram, just on the comment section, put the word matrix, M-A-T-R-I-X, and we'll send this link to you so you can get all this information. Because these testimonies, folks, Maggie, cells seem to be continuously working. What is this? Sweating more. What does that mean?
She began to sweat more because her body's ability to sweat and remove the toxins from her body had pretty well stopped.
So it shut down. So now her body's removing
now
toxins.
she began to sweat again, and her bladder began to work better. And we are seeing this and just experiencing this. And in fact, I was with a group of people in Louisiana, and a man came up to me and said, I just want to share with you, Pastor Shirley, what happened to me. He said, I have dealt with severe pain in my back for so many years. He said, I've not been able to walk. I've not been able to function. My legs would just go out from under me. My arms, I would get to a point where it was as though I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And he said, I received this therapy and my whole life has been given back to me. And he's just been telling me, he said, Shirley, I'm able to climb a ladder again. I'm able to do all this stuff again that I haven't been able to do in years and years and years because I'd hurt my back. Now I'm free from all the pain. I'm free from all the pain meds that I've been on for years and years and years. And he said, this is the most incredible, miraculous thing I've ever experienced.
Mercedes, we have been doing this research now ever since you inspired us to do the Trump Durrell Healing and Health Summit. Summit.
Health Summit.
While I was gone, you and Chelsea and the team put together actually an interview with somebody who had received the Matrix.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, I want to play that video, but I just want to say too, all of the people that you're reading from here, these are our people. These are people like you at home that decided to take action, that said, I want to find out.
These are all our people's testimony.
These are all our people. These are people like you're watching us right now. Someone said, let me find out more information. They went to level10matrix.com and they got a hold of Shirley and Shirley's team and decided, hey, this is something that I want to do for me. I'm going to invest in me. Because I'm always shocked, Lance, like when we do these courage tours and Mario's there at night, like the last one we just did in, Wisconsin.
Eau Claire.
Yeah, in Eau Claire in Michigan. And he goes, all right, put your hand up if you're experiencing an illness. 90% of that tent put their hand up. He said, okay, everybody stand up. And I'm always shocked because we all live in our little worlds and people are like, how are you doing? Like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. But the reality of what we're living with on a day-to-day basis of like, maybe your energy levels are down. Maybe like I just got over a ear infection that took 5 weeks to heal. I mean, it was progressive healing. Every day I was getting better. But the stuff that we live through, we don't even realize, like you get so used to your pain, you don't even remember what life was like without the pain. So before we play this clip, I just want to speak to you guys at home that if you're watching and you're thinking, well, maybe this is for me. The whole reason we did that health conference is that the Lord really burdened me that said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You can have all the emotional intelligence. You can read the Bible. But if your body's breaking down, there's something that you aren't doing. There's something it needs and maybe a piece of information you need. That's why we bring Shirley on. That's why we bring Dr. Jordan on. That's why we bring Dr. Goodman on. But that's the whole reason we bring all these people on is because I hope that you listen to this and you find your missing piece. And this could be it for you. So guys, let's play that clip in the back.
Before I received level 10 matrix, I had many health issues, and what brought me to getting level 10, what kind of catapulted me was just before Christmas of last year, I started getting one of those lingering long bad coughing spells. And then just after Christmas, I started having trouble swallowing or doing movements. And come January, our new year, everything hit where I couldn't eat, I couldn't move. I basically became an invalid. I had blood pressure that would shoot up to 232 over 192. I had asked God. I went through a battery of tests, saw my family doctor, saw my cardiologist, ended up in the ER with an observation overnight. They did all their heart tests, their dyes in the veins and MRIs and x-rays. They thought maybe it would be a hiatal hernia where, this is gross, but some of your stomach goes up into your rib cage because the symptoms were the same. But of course, with the heart surgeries, they right away, it was just heart issue. So to them, I was fine, nothing was wrong. But obviously I knew something was wrong. So I went back to my family doctor. He looked at it and said yes, and diagnosed me with costochondritis. But then in April, when I got the level 10 matrix stem cell therapy, everything changed. And I'm talking high level of energy. And I might repeat that because I'm saying I got a lot of energy from that. On the way home, I had a fusion. I turned and looked at my husband and said, this may be weird, but I'm having less neck pain. And he said, that's awesome. But it only took about a week. And within a week, I was able to eat and able to walk, able to start sleeping on my side. And to this point today, I'm 70% better. And you know how people say, I'm my old self again? No, I'm better than my old self again. That's the way I look at it.
How did she get in touch with us? Was it one of these broadcasts, or do you know, or how did that happen?
It's definitely from either the Courage Tour, from coming out. We've got a lot of people that join us on the Courage Tour. Here, Pastor Shirley. Shirley and Mark are sponsors of our tour also, which thank you for that.
Yeah, they go with us on the road. Well, yeah, a lot of folks just hear that, I mean, because we have more time. And for some reason, I think when you're in a live event like that, you're paying more attention. But by the way, you're going to be with us on September 28th. We just gave you the day. We're going to be in Allegheny County, Pittsburgh area, September, I think, 27th and 28th. So mark it down in your calendar. We're going to be there, right there outside of Pittsburgh, doing the next Courage Tour. But these testimonies are, I mean, what was her situation? I mean, what was she battling? It was a whole variety of things.
Her heart was not working properly. And yet she experienced amazing regeneration when she received the level 10 matrix. And what she was dealing with was very, very severe. When one of your organs, especially your heart's not working well, and medical science is having a difficult time, and finally they stick a label on it, and then it brings you to a new level, and you've got to overcome fear and anxiety and all this. And she was dealing with a lot of pain, and everything would go to a point to where she's stating now that she's about 70% improved, which is tremendous.
Mm-hmm. And she actually, Will's texted me in the back. So she came to the Ohio Flashpoint, and that's how she kind of heard of you. And then also, he said that she left a comment on Facebook. So that's how we kind of got connected with
So
Kathy.
you see, people, if you write Matrix on Facebook or in Instagram, that's how it starts. You just get the information, talk to somebody, find out what your situation is, and see what you can do. Now, let me just give a little bit of science behind this. That your body is like the stem cells that are the growth cells that kind of like the architecture of all of your tissues. It builds your body. That repairs your muscle, your bone, your cartilage, your tendons. That as you're aging, instead of having 1 out of 10,000 or 1 out of 100,000, what is that a ratio of, by the way?
Yeah, well, by the time that when you're born, you've got about 1 in every 10,000 cells or stem cells. And then by the time that you're reaching the age of a teenager, you look at about 1 in every 100,000 cells or stem cells. Age 30, 1 in every 250,000 cells or stem cells. And this one really hit me. By the age of 50, 1 in every 400,000 cells or stem cells. And by the time you reach the age of 80, 1 in every 2 million cells or stem cells. So you start off with this enormous amount of stem cells. And as we age, our stem cells decrease and decline with age. And that's why we don't bounce back like we used to. That's why we don't see the rebuilding and the regeneration like we had once had. And then we begin to experience our body just not kicking back in like we had it for many years. But our stem cells have decreased and declined. So then we have an opportunity to get a refill, and now we begin to invest in our incline, and we begin to see the things turn around in our body, and our body can rebuild, repair, and regenerate through what I love to call God's medicine.
Amen.
It's just amazing. The level 10 matrix is able to be released into the body. The body takes over. The body prioritizes it. The body sends it wherever it needs to go. And now the body is at a place of rebuilding and regenerating. So I love the fact that it is even immunomodulatory. So it's like getting a major reset in our body, even in the immune system. So I love this. And of course, I've been a recipient of it and living my best life now. So praise God.
And look, folks, there's a number of different strategies and technologies out there. I got friends of mine out with dinner the other night, and people are talking about stem cells. There's all kinds of different mechanisms and vehicles that are out there. The difference between this particular approach and the others is that when you see that there's 1 out of every 10,000 cells is a stem cell for a newborn or for a child. Imagine if you were to get, instead of trying to reactivate your fatigued cells at the age of 60, which is possible, you can reactivate them. There's different technologies that will do different things. But imagine if you were to get an infusion of cells from a newborn. That's 1 in every 10,000. And it was from the umbilical cord. That's the umbilical cord of a healthy mother. If you have the umbilical cord of a healthy mother, you're getting the cells that are really literally coming from the very presence of creation itself. It's the inception it's like the God process for 9 months. I know, I got a grandchild. It's been quite miraculous to see that little child grow. Those cells are multiplying. The body's expanding and growing. So when you get the cells that are coming from the umbilical cord of a healthy mother, then you have the 1 in 10,000 ratio. Boom, they are multiplying in your body. You're not trying to retread and reactivate the fatigued cells you've already got. You're infusing yourself with brand new living cells. Am I mistaken this?
No.
Or am I not putting it? That's how I look at it.
It's amazing. But it's a live, healthy mother gives birth to a live, healthy baby. No one is hurt. Now they've been able to come up with a process of harvesting the cord blood, and we have an availability right now in this generation and in this day and time to receive this amazing therapy, and our body doesn't reject it. So it's able to go wherever it needs to go in our body and do whatever our body needs it to do. And we don't have to have a label. We don't have to have a diagnosis. We just know that
the body knows, the cells know where they got to go. God's
right.
program. In Texas, it's blood sugar. In New Jersey, it was joints. In Michigan, it was the neck. In Montana, it was the ability to have stamina walking long distance. In Oregon, the ability to bend without pain in either knee. In Michigan, again, it's sleep apnea. In New Jersey, able to finally move her toes, which hadn't been done in several years.
Wow.
So, and several that have to do with stamina and mental clarity, Ohio. I'm telling you, the diversities are Mercedes, yes.
I'll see that hand. No, well, you think about someone's reality was not able to move their toes for who knows how long. It reminds me of the lady at the health conference, exactly for years, who for 50 years, couldn't move her legs or her hands. She received level 10 matrix, and within 2 hours at the health conference, was able to move.
Her daughter made her walked her up.
Was able to move her ankle.
And started moving body parts.
But I want to say, though, because I know the comments are blowing up. Anytime we talk about level 10 matrix, what it is, how you get it, we get a million questions in the comments of, what type of, stem cells and where are they? And listen, I hear you. That's why we made this booklet you can go download right now. It's called Stem Cells Made Simple. You go to level10matrix.com, you put your email in, and it's going to answer all of those questions. And better yet, within a couple of days, Pastor Shirley and somebody from her team is going to call you and say, hey, looks like you had questions. Look like you want to invest in yourself. You want to be just like Kathy and say, you know what? I'm tired of not being able to move my toes. I'm tired of being exhausted. I want to get up. I want to change my life. But it has to start with you right now in this moment, putting Matrix in the comments if you're on Facebook or on Instagram, or going to level10matrix.com and deciding to find out more. The reason we bring Shirley on over and over again is because we keep getting testimonies like this from real people. And I'm committed to trying to get the team to do more so you can see them live. We're not just reading them, they're real people just like you. And so this could be your reality. So invest in yourself, go check it out, and then come and tell us about it, because we would love to have you on the program to have your testimonies the next one.
Absolutely.
800-361-2270 is when you're going to call. Level10matrix.com, Matrix. That's how you're going to download Stem Cells Made Simple. And just write in Instagram or Facebook the word matrix, and you can be able to immediately get into the and be patient, because it might be that we have surges of people that are doing this now. You're not alone. There are a lot of people that are taking action. The testimonies are coming in every week, every month. We're doing these programs.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop right here. I don't have time to get into the bone on bone, the X-rays we've got of physical, measurable change, because it's just phenomenal how the body repairs itself. God's got this design in us that, if it wasn't for sin, man was not designed to actually age and die. It was designed to age and hit maturity and perfection. So there's something beautiful about what God is doing to give you the extension of life and grace to do what he's called you to do. Once again, I want you to go to level10matrix.com. Make sure you download that book to get more information. Be patient while we try to get in touch with you, because people are going to be calling after this broadcast. But you don't have to medicate and you don't have to operate if you can regenerate. That's the theory that we're putting to the test here, and we're seeing miraculous and beautiful answers to prayer as people are saying, what else can I do? Well, here's an answer. We're going to be back again. Thank you very much, Pastor Shirley and Mercedes. We're going to be back again tomorrow. You don't want to miss any of these broadcasts. Pray that my tan stays as long as possible on my face, because in Texas, it doesn't matter how hot it is, I can't get a tan like this. I don't know why it is. We'll have to figure that one out. That's nothing that the cells have helped me with yet. All right, we're going to see you again tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy this latest episode? Please remember to share it with your friends, because the more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to navigate the world.